has whole body listening. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to share my screen and let's get to today's lesson. Here it is. All right. We are today going to be, oops, that's not which one I wanted. How about we start at the beginning? Today we are, you've just seen everything we're going to do. Identify, solve, and create multiplication and division word problems. Something's different about this learning target. Can anyone figure it out? Identify, solve, and create multiplication and division word problems. What is different, Marin? Not just solve them, we're actually going to create some word problems today. So that's something new. But when you are the writer or the author of a word problem, it helps you understand them better. And after grading homework, and I'm sure Mrs. Harrison has noticed this, it's not easy to write your own word problem, especially not knowing whether is it multiplication or division and how do I word it. So after grading this weekend, I realized this is going to be a great opportunity for us to clear up some misunderstandings. So, and it'll help us with the real world math word problems. Here is some of the things we're going to be doing for success criteria. You'll be able to identify word problems by type. What I mean by type is it a multiplication word problem or is it division? We're really going to do this work the next 2 days. And then we're going to create word problems of our own, which means you're going to write them, right? And I said create because you get to do a picture and that'll be kind of cool. So I also noticed when we did our test last week, our quiz, it was really kind of apparent to me that some of these 3s and 4s multiplications are really tough for us. We went from 5s and 10s and 2s being able to count so easily to now, how do we count by 3s? How do we count by 4s? That's kind of hard. So, Lyric, I'm going to ask you to put those away, okay? Both of those for now. So I have a few things that I thought might help us, and they're just little poems, kind of, or riddles that might help you memorize some of these difficult facts. For example, 3 times 8 equals 24, right? It says, I swing here out 24 hours a day. But I have a little poem that goes with it. It says 3 times 8 equals 24. See a tree, which sounds like 3, with the snowman who looks like an 8 swinging 24 hours a day. Okay, so what sounds like 3? Tree. Who is swinging in this tree? How many hours each day does the snowman swing? So 3 times 8 equals? 3 times 8 equals? 24. So think of a 3 in a tree, an 8 in a snowman, and how long does that snowman swing? And how many hours are in a day? 24. So he swings there all day. What is 3 times 8? 24. 3 times 8 is 24. So we have a few of these. And that was just one. And it was really hard for me to get these uploaded because I couldn't get the picture straight and ended up spending hours on it. So I decided not to spend any more time on it and to share my document camera with you. And I'm going to do a couple more. Let's see. And I'll do these each day. I'll introduce a new one. But I thought really what the best thing to do would be to share the ones that are super hard. Like I didn't pick 2 times 5. Why, Gavin, would I not pick 2 times 5? Why do you think?
Because it's a simple equation.
Yeah, we all know 2 times 5 is 10. So we don't need that one as much. But this one is a tricky one. This is 4 times 4, and it equals 16. I'm going to read the back with you, then we'll look at the picture again. See the boy giving the girl a pair of 4-leaf clovers for 4 times 4 in a box of Sweet 16 candy. How many of you have ever heard when you turn 16, it's your sweet 16th birthday, especially for girls, not for boys as much? Have you heard that phrase? Oh, she's sweet 16. So that's where that's coming from. So 4-leaf clovers are for numbers what? 4, because a clover has how many leaves? 4. Where are the pair of 4-leaf clovers? In a what? In a box of sweet 16. So she's getting a box for sweet 16. And what is in the sweet 16 candy box? A pair of 4-leaf clovers. A pair is 2. So when you think of 4 times 4, you're thinking 4-leaf clovers and you're thinking sweet 16. I'm going to read it one more time. See the boy giving the girl a pair of 4-leaf clovers for 4 times 4 in a box of sweet 16. So what's 4 times 4? 4 times 4 equals 16. Okay, I'm going to do another one. I feel like I had some 3s. I did the 3 times 8. That one I noticed was definitely hard for us. Here's another one that's kind of hard. 3 times 7. This is kind of a weird one, but oh well. 3 times 7 equals 21. So it says, picture 3 people by a door, which looks like a 7, saying it's our 21st birthday. So we have another birthday reference. So 3 people are by see that door that looks like a 7? It says party room because they're old enough to go in. And it says what number is for the door? 7. 3 people are at the door of a 7. What are these 3 people saying? It's our 21st birthday. So 3 times 7 equals 21. All right, I'm going to do just one more. We'll repeat these and then I'll introduce new ones as we go. So here's another snowman. He's thirsty too, he says. 8 times 4 equals 32. But let's see what that picture is helping us understand. 8 times 4 equals 32. See the snowman who looks like an 8 in the desert with a cactus growing another 4-leaf clover saying, I'm thirsty too for 32. Who looks like an 8? Who is the snowman looking at? Yeah, a cactus growing a 4-leaf clover. And what does he say? I'm thirsty too, which is supposed to sound like 32. When you think of 32, you should think of which 2 numbers? 8 times 4. So let's look at it now. Here's our snowman. Here's the cactus growing a 4-leaf clover saying, I'm thirsty too. 8 times 4 equals 32. Or now you guys are going to say thirsty too, aren't you? No. All right, let's try it. I'm going to go through them, see if that helps. 3 times 8. What does 3 times 8 equal? 3 times 8. 4 times 4. 3 times 7. 8 times 4. 32. Okay. Nice job. So those are some of the facts I think we need to focus on a little bit. Now I'm going to show you the 9s video again. It's a different one, but the reason I'm showing you again is because, again, those 9s are hard. So we're going to watch it and learn, do it with the video.
Multiplying by 9 using your hands. Hold both of your hands up with palms facing you. Number the fingers from left to right from 1 to 10. For instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now hold down the finger of the number you want to multiply by 9. For example, first we are going to multiply 9 times 1. To do this, put the first finger down and count the number of fingers to the left and right of the finger held down. In this case, there are no fingers to the left and 9 fingers to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the solution is 9. Now let's try multiplying by 2. 9 times 2. Put the second finger down. So there is 1 finger on the left, and there are 8 fingers on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 and 8 makes 18. 9 times 2 equals 18. Now let's try 9 times 4. Put the fourth finger down. Count the number of fingers on the left, 3. The number of fingers on the right, 6. So 9 times 4 is 3 and 6, which makes 36. Let's try 9 times 8. Put the 8th finger down. Count the number on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number on the right. 1, 2. 7 and 2 make 72. 9 times 8 equals 72. Remember that the fingers on the left are in the tens spot, and the fingers on the right are the units.
Okay. So I just thought if we can keep adding those in, we'll get better and better at it as we go. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is our steps for solving word problems, because that's our learning target. We're going to solve them, and what else did you say, Marin? Create them. So we got to be able to read the problem, visualize it, picture it in your mind, retell it in your own words so you understand it. Look for those clues, and you can decide what operation you're going to use. Model the relationship. I love, someone told me this morning we had a little group down here I forget the words you used, but it was very cute. Those things that look like a box and with dots, the arrays. You could draw an array. You could do equal shares drawing. You could do circles and dots, whatever you are comfortable with. And then we want to make sure we solve it, find the unknown, reflect, put the answer back into the problem. Does it make sense? Okay, so the 2 things I keep saying, and I'll probably say till the end of the year, and then I'll start over with next year's kids. If you are looking for a total amount, you don't know it, you are going to multiply. It is repeated addition. So it still can be equal groups. And that's what I think gets confusing for 3rd graders. And Madison, maybe you agree. You're thinking, well, we have equal groups in division. We have equal groups with multiplication. So how do I know which is which? So Evie, if you know the number of groups, you have 4, can I have whole body listening? 4 bags with 5 pieces of candy in each. You know the amounts, but you don't know how many pieces of candy you have all together. What are you going to do? You're going to multiply. However, when you know you have 25 pieces of candy and you want to put them into equal groups, you're still using equal groups. So I see the confusion. I have 25 pieces of candy. I'm going to put as many as I can into 5 bags equally. That's going to be division, because I'm breaking it up. I already know the total. So use those clues to help you as you solve today and help you as you write today. So let's just look at a couple of these. This is page 69 at the bottom. We're not going to worry about what it says at the top. So get to page 69 to the bottom of it, and sorry about that's on top of it. I can't seem to mess with it right now. in your math workbook, I'd like you to look for that. And I'm going to get my Smart Ink ready. And we're going to look at numbers number 1 and number 3. And then we might talk about the others, but maybe not solve them, just so we can get going on our work today. It's page, sorry. Now my Smart Ink is right there, sorry. 69 at the bottom.
I told them all that.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read the first one. Mrs. Ostrega has 3 children. She wants to buy 5 juice boxes for each child. How many juice boxes does she need? I know you guys can visualize children, and I know you can visualize juice boxes. Think about your clues, visualize it. I'm gonna retell it in my own words. She has 3 children. She wants 5 juice boxes for each of them. I'm gonna do circles and dots. You guys can choose what you wanna do. Get your pencils moving. Get those pencils moving. So here's my 3 children. The dots are gonna represent my juice boxes. You could do little tallies if you'd rather. It said 5 for each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to decide my equation. Max, what clues, 69, what clues do you hear to tell you whether to multiply or divide?
To divide because she has 3 children and that's the total.
No, I'm not talking about children though. I'm talking about what? What's my unit?
Juice boxes.
I'm talking about juice boxes. Do I know how many juice boxes she needs?
No.
I don't know the total. So what do I have to do?
It's a multiply.
You have to, everybody say it.
Multiply.
I couldn't even divide 3 divided by 5, could I?
Yeah.
I'd get the wrong answer if I reflected, wouldn't I? And then would I change my mind? Yeah. Okay, so we are going to say we have, and look at your picture. We have 3 groups of how many in each? 5. So 3 times 5. Go ahead and solve that. Write your answer.
I don't want to see games.
Don't forget to label your units. Draw a picture. Do all those good things that we want to do as
And the thing
mathematicians.
central assessment?
So count by 5 3 times. You can try this on the side. Now try again. Count here. Looks good. Yeah, if you had diffuse the margins, that's fine. There's not. You could use your math spiral too if you need to. All right, Sawyer, what do you think? How many juice boxes does she need?
15.
She needs 15 juice boxes. All right. All right, let's try the next one, number 3. Zamir brought 21 treats to the dog park. So we got 21 treats. He divided the treats equally among 7 dogs that were there. How many treats did each dog get? Not how many altogether. We already know that. We need to know how many each dog got. Can you picture? You have 7 dogs here. You have your total of 21 treats. You're going to pass them out, right? Let's do it. We've got how many dogs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to divide 21 up into 7 dogs. How would I do that? Paxton, what should I do? Well, I don't want to do that. I need to divide these up equally. So how can I do that with my picture? So tell me, what do I got to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
3.
So what, now we drew a picture, we visualized this, we read it. We need to figure out using the clues, Paxton. Am I going to multiply or divide? How do you know? I am dividing. I know the total. I have 21, and it even tells me in the text to divide. I saw some kids multiply when it said to divide. That is a big clue, you guys. That's what we call be a detective. Look for that. If it's telling you to divide, you want to divide. Okay, what did we get? How many did each dog get? 3. And we know 3 times 7 is 21, so that works. All right, now, I'd like to just have you tell me, after I'm going to read a couple of these. Tell me if you're going to multiply or divide. Ready? All right. Baya is helping with the lights for the school play. Each box of light bulbs has 6 rows with 3 bulbs in each row. How many light bulbs are in each row? This one is tricky. Be careful. She's helping with the lights. Each box of light bulbs has 6 rows with 3 bulbs in each row. How many light bulbs are in each box? Show me on your fingers. Are you going to multiply or divide? Can I see whether multiply is this, divide is this? All right, stand up if you said multiply. If you said multiply, see you standing up. Clara standing up. Robert standing up. Can't tell if Haley is. I don't think Leo is. Okay, sit down. Stand up if you said divide. Well, some of you didn't stand up. Oh, Leo's standing up, I think, or leaving. I can't tell. Okay. If you stood up for multiply, give yourself sparkles. You were right. You are supposed to multiply. Haley, Booker, how did you know we're going to multiply for this one?
Because I knew that there was an array because if there's
Ooh.
6 boxes,
6 rows.
6 rows, then I knew that that was going to be an array.
Right.
I know whenever there's an array, you usually always multiply.
I love that you're using those clues. She's thinking about it. She's visualizing it. Excellent. All right. Let's look at number 4. Art said he could make 12 muffins in his muffin pan. The pan has space for 3 muffins in a row. How many rows does the muffin pan have? Try to visualize this. Art said he could make 12 muffins in his muffin pan. That's the total. The pan has space for 3 muffins in a row. How many rows does the muffin pan have? We already know the total. Are we going to multiply or divide, Sawyer?
Divide.
You say divide. If you agree with Sawyer, stand up. He said divide. You can stand too, Sawyer. If you disagree with Sawyer, stand up.
Wait, what? You never told us to sit down.
Oh, sit down then. Well, I think it was inferred. Paxton, why do you not think Sawyer's right? I'm just curious.
Because if you say 12 times 3, then you still get an answer.
I would get an answer, but it wouldn't be correct. Because listen, if Art said he could make 12 muffins in his muffin pan, just 12, the pan has space for 3 muffins in each row. If I said how many rows does the muffin pan have, that would be 36. But 36 rows make sense for that?
No.
Probably not. Now would you agree with Sawyer maybe? So it's divide because why, Sawyer? Tell us why you thought it would be division.
Because that's a big number. And you usually
We're going to be multiplying big numbers soon. Be careful. Don't just go by the number size. You can do this. Don't give up. Listen to it. Art said he could make 12 muffins in his muffin pan. That's the what? Yeah, that's the total, right? That's how many he can have. The pan has space for 3 muffins in a row. He couldn't have 36 rows. It wouldn't make sense because he only can make 12 in there. But you're going to divide because you know the total, right? You're trying to find how many rows it has. Okay, move on to the next page because I just kind of wanted to briefly look at that one. I'm going to give you a chance. Let's see, I think, let's move, I think we are gonna move past this one because of time. I'll come back to page 70 if we have time. Let's go ahead and write our own multiplication word problems today. And I loved what Haley said. She said, when it's an array, it's usually multiplication. It doesn't mean you can't use an array to help you with division, especially a quick array where you put, you're trying, can I have your attention? Where you're missing one of the numbers in your equation, and that could be one of the dividend or the quotient, and you have the divisor, and you have the dividend, you have the divisor, you're looking for the quotient. So we have used quick arrays for division, but often when we're trying to find a total, we draw an array and we use that to help us. So as you are going to be writing your own multiplication word problems, think of this. You're going to have to choose a unit. You're going to have to think about rows and columns, equal groups. I put some ideas up here: containers, boxes, cages, packages, bowls, cups, bags, etc. Things you can put things in groups. And then I wanted you to think about some examples. And if you guys have your own ideas, I prefer that. These are just some things I brainstormed. Apples, because of the time of year it is. Pumpkins, puppies, candies, toys, flowers. Anything you can think you could put in a group. Anything that you enjoy and you're able to draw, because we're going to have to draw it. I'll take questions in just a minute. I promise. Hold that thought. So I'm going to ask you to choose from some of these equations. And the reason is these are the ones we're struggling with. And the more we practice, the better we're going to get. And I'll come back to this. I'm just going to give you the overview. On your paper, you're going to write. You're going to get a nice sheet of paper once you have yours figured out. But you're going to write in your math spiral first before I give you the fancy paper, because we're going to make a class book out of it. And if you are at home, I did ask you to get a piece of nice paper, but you don't need it yet. You're going to write your problem in your math spiral first. But then if you do have a piece of blank construction paper or plain white copy paper from your printer or something, that would work really well. So we're going to draw a picture to match our word problem. We're going to write the answer on the back of our paper, and then we're going to be ready to share with a partner. And we'll put these in a class book. So I'm going to do an example, and I'm going to go backwards here because I know we talked about the units. Units is the object. What are you thinking of? What are you talking about? And I decided I wanted to do pumpkins because I went to a pumpkin patch this weekend. And I had a lot of fun with my kids doing that. So I am going to show you what I mean. I'm going to share. I chose my units. I want it to be pumpkins. And you don't have to pick from this list. You can brainstorm your own. Does anyone already have ideas of their units? What are you thinking, Sunny? What is it? Masks? She's thinking about masks. What are you thinking about, Haley Booker? Oh, great one, candy corn. How about you, birthday girl? Chihuahuas. I hope you can draw them. Serne? Snakes. Okay, on the count of 3, say your idea. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So I'm glad to know everybody has good ideas. So I'm going with pumpkins. And then I'm going to choose 3 times 8 equals 24 because that one's kind of hard for me. So in my spiral, I'm going to write out my problem and I'm going to show you. Remember, today is multiplication. Tomorrow, I'll have you do the same thing, but with division. So here's my rough draft, very rough. I didn't expect to share it with you, but I think it's a good idea. There were 3 wagons at the pumpkin patch, because at this pumpkin patch we were at yesterday, they actually had 3, they did have wagons. Each wagon had 8 pumpkins in it. There's a period there. How many pumpkins were there all together? So I'm making sure I have something to put that in. Remember when I said equal groups and containers? I always think like fish and fish bowls, puppies and cages, maybe for you, Lyric. Pumpkins can go in a wagon. Candy can go in bags. Anything that can go in something so you can count it in a box. Maybe it's markers in a box. But you want to make sure you know what your equation is. So you're going to write your equation in your math spiral. You're going to think about your unit. My unit is pumpkins. And then you're going to have to come up with your word problem. You're going to say how many of your container there was and how many of your unit was in that each one of those containers. Everybody's going to have a question at the end. And your question should be how many, whatever your unit is, were there all together? Because remember, with multiplication, we don't know the total. Now, Mrs. Harrison's going to give me the approval. Is this okay, Mrs. Harrison? It's my sloppy rough draft. Is it going to work? Is it truly showing multiplication? Is it repeated addition? So it's not division, it's not addition, subtraction. Okay, so once you get the okay, because this is our first time really writing our own word problems, especially for multiplication, you're going to write your problem at the top of your nice paper for our book. Now watch carefully. I'm going to start with, Mrs. Harrison said this was okay. She made sure my spelling was good. I'm going to write it kind of big. I like using pencil so that I can make it nice. I can go over it with marker after, but that way if I make a mistake, I can erase it, right? We talked about that in OG. We learn from our mistakes. So there were 3 wagons, and look, I made a mistake already of, what did I want to say? Not of. There were 3 wagons at, silly me, glad I used pencil first. This is going to be in our class book, at the pumpkin patch. And you want to write this kind of big because this is going to be shared with your peers. What do I need at the end of my sentence? A period. There were 3 wagons at the pumpkin patch. That's got a subject and a predicate. We're good to go. Remember when I said you want a container? What's my container? Wagons. Okay, and it's the first factor in my equation of 3 times 8 equals 24. And I'm thinking about our picture we learned today. All right, so now I have to say how many of my unit, which is pumpkins, are in each one of those containers. So I have each wagon. So you would say each bag, each cage, each box, whatever it is. Each wagon had 8. Serne, can it wait? I'll do questions in just a minute. Each wagon had 8 pumpkins in it. So you should be able to visualize this. If you can't, guess what? I'm going to help you. I'm going to draw a picture to help you visualize it. Now I've done it to make sure it's multiplication. I've got my containers. I've got my repeated addition, 8, 8, and 8. Remember, we're trying to find the total. So now, how many, and everybody's going to have a question like this at the end. How many blank, mine's pumpkins, were there all together? And what do I need at the end, Evie, of my sentence? Not quite, because I'm asking a question. I want it to be a question mark. Okay, so remember what I said? You're going to write it, but now I got to draw a picture. So here are going to be my wagons. There's one. And how many wagons did I need? 3. I'm going to try to make it a little smaller so you can see. Oh, it's pretty small. Maybe I'll make that a little higher then. Okay. There's one wagon. I'm going to do, how many more do I need, Clara? I bet she's an artist like her sisters. I should have 2 more. And then last but not least, I've got my 3rd wagon. Sawyer, what do I need to put inside these wagons? How many? 8. I love how he went back to the text. So that one kind of looks like a heart. And you know what, guys? Usually with math and mathematicians, we say don't get too artsy, because it's not about the art. Do dots, circles, and dots. Today, I'm going to let you have a little fun. And you can draw your pictures like your unit is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a good thing I used what, Paxton? Pencil. Remember when I said start with pencil? Because I've already made many mistakes. I'm not going to get down on myself about it. I'm going to learn from it. I should count as I go. So there's my 8 in that wagon. 1, 2, I'm going to count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one's on the edge. 8. I'm not getting too detailed though, because I know I want to get my assignment done and I want to make sure someone gets to read my problem and tries to solve it. So I'm not going to put all the ridges and get too crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So don't write the answer on the front. Why would I not want that? Why, Abby?
You want the person who's reading your question to solve it on their own, and if you put the answer on the front, that just makes them write the equation, and they don't even have to they don't even have to think, and they just have to write the answer. You don't want that.
Okay, so I agree with Abby. I want my friends, my peers to be thinking about math. So now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to write the answer nice and big. 3 times 8 equals 24, and I'm going to label it 24 what?
Pumpkin.
24 pumpkins. Once you get that done, you can add some color if you have time. And again, you don't want to get too crazy, but I did say I would let you have a little fun with that. Okay, so now I know we have some questions. I see Surene's been so patient. Surene, what was your question? Sure. Yes, Abby.
So you know when you were showing us like what to write, like pumpkins, puppies, toys?
Yeah, I'll go back to that for you. Would you like that?
Yes, please, because when I'm gonna ask is on that.
Okay, so Abby wants me to go back and just show you. I gotta also show you. Here's what I'm gonna ask you to do in your math spiral. I want you guys, now this is really fun. I wanna keep coloring, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna ask you guys to choose your unit. Put your hand down for just 1 sec. Choose your unit and choose your equation and write it at the top of your math spiral. So 2 things. What unit are you gonna do? I chose pumpkins. Actually, maybe even your container or whatever it's gonna be your group is in. And your equation. So let me say goodbye to this for now. I'll go back to the unit These are just some examples, but I heard a ton of ideas. Once you have your unit written in your math spiral, if you are remote, hold it up so I can see it. If you are in person, raise your hand so Mrs. Harrison knows you are ready. And I know you're ready. You've got your unit. If you don't know, you could do apples, pumpkins, puppies, candies, toys, flowers, kittens, Pokemon cards, race cars, balls, jump ropes, markers, candy corn, lollipops. Make sure it's something you feel comfortable drawing. Don't forget, you have to draw it. It could be balloons. It could be anything, spiders. What are you thinking?
This is my question.
Oh, yes, question,
What does ETC?
etc. Like, and so on.
Because I was thinking like anything else. I was like, why is there a
Okay, Marin. Did you have a question? Or are you good? Because you're done. Okay, hands down unless you have a question. Surnay?
what about Bill?
Okay, it'll dry out. You want to use your science spiral for now and just leave that out to dry? Okay, that works. Question?
What if you don't know how to spell the word, but it's not on there?
We can help you with that. So you get it. Just do it and we'll check it before we give you the paper.
Where she said we'll have a check, trying to check it.
Okay, pick your equation. Here are the equations you can choose from. 3 times 8, oopsie, 3 equals 24. 3 times 9 equals 27. 3 times 7 equals 21. 3 times 6 equals 18. 4 times 6 equals 24. 4 times 7 equals 28. 4 times 8 equals 32. And 4 times 9 equals 36. Okay, go ahead and choose the one you want to do. Please don't all do the one I did. Yes, Gavin, do you have a question?
Well, actually, I was just going to tell you that I did a different equation than what was on the list. It was 6 times 9.
Okay, I'd like you to pick one from the list if you could. Thank you. These are some of the ones that
Really want, oh,
I want in my book because it's going to be a book for practicing these problems. It's to help us all. Thank you, though. I'm
Okay.
glad you used pencil.
this is your practice sheet. When you're writing it, once you're ready.
Yeah, we're going to write our problems on our spiral, in our math spiral. We'll get it checked, and then we'll write it on our fancy paper. When you know your equation and you know your units, start writing. When you're ready to be checked, if you're at home, you're going to read it to me. If you are in person, you're just going to raise your hand and Mrs. Harrison or I will come around to check and see if you're ready to get your paper. Any questions? Charlie, are you okay? Yeah? Okay. We'll check your spelling once you have it written.
Write down your equation first. I don't see the equation on your paper yet. Write the equation that you're choosing on the top, and then we'll worry about the words.
And then remember how I did this rough draft, this is sloppy copy? That's what you're going to be doing first. Does anybody still not have their equation? Everybody good at home? You have your equation? Okay, anybody else need the equation? Okay, I was gonna turn it off, so be honest. Choose one.
No, it needs to be written down so I can see it. You need to write it down so everyone can log in and I can see. And the answer.
So I see some of you are writing the problem right now, which is great that you're excited, but if you could just write the unit and your equation first,
Right.
so that I can get this off the screen and I know what your equation is.
Write down which one.
Can you write-
He already did that one? Okay, just the numbers. Just the numbers, guys, just
Yeah.
the numbers right now.
So write 4 times 8 equals at the top. answer. Guys, put the answer so you'll have it, so you'll know. Because we don't want to teach the wrong thing to our peers.
Okay, so where's the answer right here? This is the dark version.
What's your equation? Okay, write it up here at the time.
What you can use. Now what is going to be your equals?
What's your unit? What are you talking about?
Orange.
Write that up here.
Orange is red and white. This, okay. Good.
Miss Robin, I'm done.
Okay, I'm going to let you read that to me.
Me too.
Who said done? Was that Haley?
Yeah.
Okay, read it to me, okay, honey?
Okay. There are 3 butterflies outside. 6 more come. How many butterflies are all together?
Okay, that is addition. Okay, because you're doing 3 plus 6 equals 9. You want 3 containers of some sort. You know how I had the wagons? You could say you have 3 butterfly cages or 3 butterfly nets with 6 butterflies in each. Because you want it to be 3 times 6 is 18, not 3 plus 6 equals 9. Does that make sense?
Miss
Yes.
Robin, I'm done.
I'll fix it.
Okay, honey. Anybody else at home want to read theirs to me? Leo, go ahead.
There are 4 bags of candy. Each bag has 6 candies in it. How many candies were there altogether?
Excellent example, Leo. Thank you. You may get your nice piece of paper and draw it because you're going to send me a photo of it so I can print it. Okay, you may start on that. Excellent job. Anybody else? Gavin is ready. Go ahead, Gavin.
Miss Harrison had 6 sharpened pencils, and the rest were dull. Lila sharpened 9 pencils. How many pencils are there? 4 times 9 equals 36.
So now that's addition. That would be 13. You did the same thing Haley did. You need to have, you could do the sharpened pencils. Which equation are you doing? 4 times 9? Okay, so what about this, Gavin? Mrs. Harrison had 4 containers of pencils. In each container, there were 9 pencils. How many sharpened pencils did she have altogether?
Well, I was thinking of actually doing there were 6 pencils in
But you
in
said
the
4 times.
pencil container.
Okay, but you have to match your equation. Which equation did you choose?
4 times 9.
So you don't have 6. You can do 4 groups of 9 or 9 groups of 4. But it sounds like when you say 4 times 9, we want 4 groups of 9. Does that help?
I'm
Okay.
done.
Who is I'm done? Who said that?
Me.
Who's me?
Robert.
Robert. Okay, Robert. Hi, Robert. Will you read yours to me?
Mrs. Aubin has 3 baskets of apples. There are 7 apples in each basket. How many apples in all?
That works. Good job. Okay, you can rewrite it on your big sheet of paper and make sure you take a picture of it and send it to me so I can put it in our class book. Okay, I see Ben's ready, and then Henry, you're next.
So, when I say When I say puppies, I mean dogs.
That's fine.
There are 3 puppies. Each puppy has 8 babies. How many babies are there? And I drew my picture.
Yay, that works. That's
Three
very
little
good.
puppies. I mean,
Nice.
big puppies.
24, right?
Yeah, wait. Yeah, it equals 24. I'm writing my equation right now.
Put it on the back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Henry, you're up, my dear.
Mike has 9 pet snakes. Every snake has 4 fangs. How many fangs are there?
And 4 times 9 equals?
36.
Henry, you're right on target. Good job. Jensen, you're up. You may start your book page. Don't forget to take a picture of it.
Do you want me to read it to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are 4 apples and there are 8 baskets. 4 are in 1 basket each. How many are in all?
Okay, you got the right idea, but it's not quite clear. You could do 4 baskets with 8 in each. Like there are 4 baskets of apples. There are 8 apples in each basket. How many apples are there all together would work. Did that help?
Sure.
Anybody else ready to read theirs? Reese, can you read it for me? It's really hard for me to see, but if you read it, I'll be able to hear you and know if it makes sense.
Okay, so what I wrote was, there were 3 wagons with 9 pumpkins in each wagon. How many pumpkins are in all?
Okay, the only problem is you did mine, which was the example. I wanted you to do your own unit and your own ideas instead of doing mine, right? That was my example. All you changed was the number 8 to 9. Can you come up with something? If I go back and remember I showed you guys, you choose, 3 times 9 was fine, but you can do candies, you could do toys, you could do flowers. Remember everything we brainstormed? And if you want to do pumpkins, maybe you could do something like how many seeds are in each pumpkin, or I just feel like you did the same thing I did. And I want you to be creative. Okay, Gavin, you ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Miss Harrison had 4 sharpened pencils in the pencil container,
Dad,
and the rest
could you
were
give
dull.
me a
And then there were
printing piece
9
of paper?
containers.
Printing paper, just one.
Okay, I need to edit it a little bit.
Okay, honey. Go ahead, Astria.
Miss Aubin,
Yes, Robert?
do I leave the meeting?
Go ahead. Yeah, if you've already been checked, sure, that's fine. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
But
Bye.
not everybody, only if you've been checked. So Haley, I still need to hear from you. Clara, Astria, Gavin. Henry can go. I heard from him. Reese, don't go. I haven't heard yours.
I'm all done with mine.
Okay, you want to go ahead and share it with me?
Yeah. And here it is.
Go for it.
There are 3 bags of candy corn. There are 3 bags of candy corns. With 6 candy corns in each bag. How many candy corns are all together?
Very good. There's how many bags?
3.
No, she already checked mine. Can I have a fancy piece of paper?
We'll probably have to, yeah, there you go. Don't forget to put your name. Okay, Haley, that's good. Reese, go ahead.
There were
You gotta use 3
3
and
bags with 9 and
bulldogs aren't gonna go.
And-
What could a bulldog go?
there were 3 bags with 9 apples in each bag. How many apples
There
are
are 3 cages.
there in all?
Each cage has 9 bulldogs, right?
Bulldogs right there.
How many bulldogs, don't need an apostrophe, are there all together? Hey, come see me. You can come see me. Elena, come see me. Come see me, Marin. I've got time. Come see me. Nope, that's mine. You cannot do wagons and pumpkins. That's the same thing I did. I don't want the same thing, guys. I want your creativity. Here's your paper. Here's your paper. Here's your paper. Buckets? Yeah. All right, nice job.
Can I have a paper?
You didn't finish. I asked you to write the question. Reese, go ahead. Evie, Charlie, Sawyer.
And then the part where it gets a little bit messy. I'm throwing a Halloween party.
Nice. fun. Reese, I can't hear. Go ahead, Gavin.
It might just be me, my Nana, and my dad and sister, but it will be fun.
Always. Can you read it to me?
There is, oops, I forgot to put an A in there.
What is it supposed to say?
There is 3 boxes with 7 oranges. And in each box.
How many oranges are there in all? Right? Here you go. Reese, I told you you can share. You need to unmute and just say it, honey. I haven't heard you. Can you just say it?
I wrote.
I can't hear you.
There were 3 bags with 9 in each bag. How many apples are in all?
Excellent. You are good to go, Reese. You can rewrite it. Nice job, my dear.
Thank you.
Okay. You need a piece of okay, okay. I don't know. Ah, Gavin, go ahead and unmute.
Miss Harrison had 4 short. There were 9 containers with 4 pencils each. How many pencils are there?
Okay, that works. Good job. You may rewrite it. Go ahead, Astria.
There are 4 pencil bags. In each pencil bag, there are 8 pencils. How many pencils are in each bag?
You mean all together. Say all together.
All together.
There you go. Good job. All right, Clara, you ready? Go ahead and read yours. Serne, bring it here.
There are 3 cats. There are
We got to stop in about 1 minute.
And it says no, 1 bestseller.
I don't hear you, Clara, honey. I think you need to unmute. Oh.
Oh, you were right.
All right. I still don't hear you, Clara. I think you're my last one, my dear. If you can unplug and unmute and just read your problem, that'd be awesome.
There are 3 cats in each bag.
I can't hear you, I think because you have headphones on. If you unplug the headphones, see if that works. Now read it and see if I can hear you.
There are 3 cats in each bed. And there are 6 beds, and there are 3 cats in each bed. How many cats are in each bed?
I can't hear her. I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm guessing it was on. I don't know. Because I can't hear you. I don't know if your volume is down or you're too far away from your microphone. You could try it again if you could get closer. But if for some reason it's not picking up your sound. It sounded like you had a good problem, but I couldn't hear it.
There
there are 6 beds, and there are 3 cats in each bed.
Here.
How many cats are in each? How many cats are there in all?
Okay, that sounds good. Don't forget to take a picture of it and upload it, okay, honey? Thank you for sharing. Okay, guys. I can't wait to see these. They sounded great. Have fun with